I should have stopped here. Welcome back to the Four Horsemen. Let's have some fun. This is Tom from Spork Syndicate. Together with Paul from Diecast Graveyard, Andrew from Maple Leaf Customs, and Skip from Crossroad Diecast Speed Shop, we are the Four Horsemen. This month's theme is Mini Monster Truck, and we welcome Santa Slow Dog as our guest horseman for April. I've been imagining and drawing small vehicles with big tires since I was a kid. The idea of a tiny car on top of a super fortress of heavy-duty frames and suspension and big old tractor tires appealed to me. But it wasn't until my son Jackson and I began racing his entire collection, down a Hot Wheels track to determine the champion of them all that this concept truly began. When he was younger, Jackson referred to the smaller Hot Wheels tuned cars as little Shiggies, especially the Manga Tuner, which was the original little Shiggy in our house. This month, we're going to make a big Shiggy. A really, really big Shiggy. I've already drilled and tapped the posts and stripped the paint. As for the wheels, I chose to go slightly out of scale. This radio-controlled Jeep suffered suspension damage in our backyard, and then we lost the controller somewhere, so it became part of my boneyard. Adapting 1/18th scale wheels and tires to a 1/64th scale car isn't a straightforward process. As I'm taking the Jeep apart, I'm still not clear how I'll bridge this gap. This first mock-up is about where I want to go, but I think the tires are set too wide. I love this ridiculous difference in scale. These two Bone Shaker influenced transports each had twin V8 engines, which was perfect for this build. As I did with the Manga Tuner, I used Diecast Graveyard's I'd Tap That tapping oil to lubricate my drill bit. This not only extends the life of your drill bit, but it also speeds the process of drilling the posts on a die-cast car. Once taken apart, the tandem V8s just fall right out. Since they have different chrome plating, both pairs get a bath of super clean to strip them. This way I can paint them a uniform color. The engine bay becomes the nucleus of this build. I used some tin harvested from a broken lava lamp to create a platform for the four engines. These are the first elements of the frame that will connect the little Shiggy to the big rubber underneath. The first batch of JB Weld is to make sure the engine bay is as unbreakable as possible. The second batch of JB Weld is to add my signature to the build. To connect the base of the little Shiggy to the engine platform, I chose steel rods, a little thicker than paper clips, to make sure everything is sturdy. The idea here is to make sure the casting is profiled high enough that it's above the tires and stands out, as it's the brains of this beast. My go-to, JB Superweld UV light curing glue, makes mating the base of the casting to the engine platform child's play. Kinda looks like a rocking horse. More like 2,000 rocking horses. To bring together the Hot Wheels car and the RC tires, I employ a Just Trucks frame. Just Trucks frames are great, and you can find them at Walmart for just $4. It's a bargain and more in scale with 1/64 cars. I cut the frame in half and glued it to either end of the engine platform to provide a long enough wheelbase so the front and rear tires don't bump into one another. While installing some new arms to hang lights over my workbench, a cable hooked my build and sent it crashing to the floor. The engine platform and extended frame held, but the supports for the casting above did not, and I had to rebuild them. I made a design change to give the engines more space to shine, so maybe that accident was a blessing in disguise. To stay in the spirit of the Manga Tuner and the Mad Manga, I'm fabricating 4 elongated tailpipes, but they need a little coverage and support. That's where this lower tail spoiler comes in. And just like that, all the pieces seem to fit. When you kit bash, there's so many different colors in play that it's nice to see everything the same color. Next, everything gets to be silver. This gives me the option to use candy colors. I chose blue, like Bigfoot, the original monster truck. The accent colors will be silver and matte black, and red for the interior for contrast. Now, I just have to wait for the paint to dry and then I can put it all together. This process was actually very involved. The front axles employ the screws from the RC Jeep, and the rears are the thickest axle gauge metal I could find, with a wood dowel acting as the wheel hub. Between Jackson and I, we have quite a few little Shiggys. Now we have a big Shiggy. Four Horsemen builds are our way to connect to the Diecast customizing community. The goal is to have fun, make new things, maybe some new friends, and share your talent. In May, the Four Horsemen have 2 invitationals. May 18th is National Redline Day, and the Four Horsemen are teaming up with the Diecast International Builders to invite you to restore any Hot Wheels redline. At the end of May, the Four Horsemen build theme is Pace Cars, and we're honored to have former horseman Keith from Outlaw Speed Shop as the guest horseman. Our invitational builds are open to all. You don't have to have a YouTube channel to participate. We'll show off your build for you. All you have to do is send a high-res 16:9 glamour shot to fourhorsemendiecast@gmail.com at the end of the month, and it will be included in our build recap videos. And if you do share your pics on social media, be sure to use the hashtag #4horsemendiecast so we can check out your work. This build was so much fun. For the Four Horsemen, and for Spork Syndicate, this is Tom. See you again real soon.